Good morning. We are out in the garden today. It is a gorgeous day, but blustery. So you are definitely going to be hearing the wind over the camera microphone. But what I'm wanting to do is tackle planting all of these bits and pieces. I've got some salvia, and then I've got some cucumbers, tomatoes, and a few other bits and pieces in there that I think some spring onions in that. So I want to tackle planting all of this morning, and then probably going to be having some lunch, and then I think we're going to head to the garden centre. I think we're going to do it. They've got all of their gorgeous spring bits in at the moment and doing lots and lots of planting, as I'm sure you already know on the channel. And if you don't get the new in bits now, they will have sold out and I will miss out. So it may be an afternoon trip to the garden centre, but I'm super keen to get these in basically first up this morning. So we're going to do that together. And I have to say, there has been quite the number of changes in the garden of late. So I am super excited to do the garden tour with you, like the normal sort of September garden tour. So it'll probably be end of September, October garden tour at this rate, with all the gardening that I'm doing at the moment. But yes, that will definitely be coming to the channel very, very soon. But without further ado, let's just get stuck into this. I think what I'm going to do is maybe the salvia first. So the salvia I've got, if I go the other side, I've got one of these sort of the Mystic Spires one, which is the gorgeous purple colour. I really like that colour. I actually really like the structure of the plant as well. So full sun, obviously, but you can see here that they're actually the smaller size. So they only get to 35 centimetres, which is brilliant. And obviously they're great flowers for pollinators. So fingers crossed that's going to bring pollinators to the kitchen garden bed. And then the other salvia I've got is a different variety. So this is the Mirage. Again, it's still a small size for the kitchen garden bed, but it's in this very pretty pink colour. So hopefully they're going to add some colour to the garden bed here, as well as bring the pollinators. So as you know, generally what I do is kind of just place them where I think they're going to go in their pots. And so what I'm thinking is possibly this one here, kind of in the middle. And then I'm thinking one of the pink ones here at the back near the leeks and the beetroots. And then this other pink one, I'm thinking kind of over there in the back corner where the onions and stuff are. So there is actually a little gap here with onions. Maybe I'll pop it here. Okay, I'll pop it here, or I can pop it towards the back there. That's actually quite pretty. Okay, so that's those. And then, what have we got here? So the cucumbers, I think I've got a couple of punnets of cucumbers. So I've got the mini, I've got two of the minis. I bought two because sometimes they don't make it. And then I've also just got a normal standard size Lebanese. So I've got three of those. I've got some more spring onions. I've got another snacksicum. I have to say, I regret not buying another one of these. There was I don't know what's caused it, but the pot that houses my other snap capsicums, I've got two in there at the moment, and they are not doing well at all. They're quite honestly, they're looking terrible. I did spray them. They had caterpillars, and so I actually sprayed them with a bit of a solution of like dish soap and white vinegar and water, but I think they were too young for the white vinegar, and I don't know if they burned, the leaves burned from the white vinegar, and they've never really recovered since then. So I regret not buying more of these the other day when we were at the garden centre. So maybe when we go this afternoon, if they've got more of these, I might actually pick up another one of those. So that's going to go in the pot. And then I picked up this heirloom variety of tomatoes to try. So that will go in there with the rest of the tomatoes. So again, I might just pop that there and we'll do that towards the end. I'm just going to pick up these. Now I need to top up the soil in this area. It amazes me how the soil just runs away with the water. It's crazy. So I just kind of need to re-top up the soil here, but then what I'm wanting to do is pop the 3 cucumbers around the base of this post here, and then what I will try and do is grow them up here. I've never done that before. It's going to be an experiment, but if it works, I'll be very excited. And just this particular post is just on a corner of a pathway, so it's not in the way of walking if the leaves kind of bush out a bit. And I'll use the jute ribbon that we purchased together a couple of weeks ago, and as they get bigger I'll just kind of tie them around and then secure them with the jute ribbon. So that is the plan of action. I'm probably going to pop you on a tripod while I pop all of these bits and pieces in, and then I'll kind of come back and I will show you the end result. Alright, so the spring onions are all in. I ended up planting 2 of the cucumbers. I ended up planting the standard Lebanese as well as the snack size capsicum. So I did those 2 there. And then just over here, hopefully you can sort of see, in amongst the broccoli, I planted the other cucumber that I had. I thought I could try it growing up on these wires. I have done that before, and that's generally where I grow my cucumbers, but I just kind of wanted to give this a bit of a go and see how it went. I've probably got maybe like 2 or 3 months for cucumbers before it gets way too hot for them. So yeah, we'll just see how these ones go over the coming weeks. But yeah, so one in there, all the spring onions are done. And now I'm just going to quickly get on with potting these little salvias in. Alright, so I'm done in this sort of component of the cottage garden. So as I said, all of this is done. I've got the very pretty pink salvia at the back. I also planted the purple one just in here. I kind of just popped them in spots that I had little gaps, that's all. Oh gosh, I'm shading it. The new little tomato is in just here, and the other little pink salvia ended up in this spot here. I do think the salvia adds a pretty little sort of pop of colour into the kitchen garden, which is really nice. And again, hopefully it's really helpful for the pollinators, hopefully gives them some additional pollen. Not that they need it, I suppose, at this time of year. So many gorgeous flowers and things. So that is that done. I'm just going to head over to the little sort of kitchen garden pots, and I'm just going to plant up just this last snap capsicum here. So as I was saying earlier, these are my snap capsicums. As you can see, they are looking very, very sad at the moment. However, we do have like the first little snack capsicum here. I've got flowers, so I don't know. And then I can see down the bottom here there's all new growth. So I'm hoping that they are going to bounce back and that they will be okay. And it was really just that vinegar solution was too strong for them. So lesson learned for me, do not use the white vinegar on any of the new little seedlings. But I'm just going to pop this one in there now, and then that, I'll show you a couple of their little things. I've got a few flowers and bits and pieces in as well, so I'll give you a little update on that. Gosh, you can really see everything just blowing in the breeze today. It's so windy. It does make for a very pleasant gardening day though, I should say. But as you can see, the little snack capsicum is in. His leaves are blowing in the breeze. I might spend some time out here tomorrow just doing a bit of a tidy up, not necessarily planting, but just, you know, spending some time just, you know, pulling off any dead leaves and that kind of thing tomorrow. So that one is in. And then in the white crepe myrtle bed, hold on. Ah, I got a million things in my hands at the moment. Sorry, let me just, whoops, juggle. This one is now in just amongst all of the star cluster panthers. And then I also have got the lanium. I've got 3 of those in. They're kind of a ground cover and they get a very pretty pink flower on them, but they love shade. So I've just sort of underplanted them with the double impatiens, the white double impatiens, and hopefully that will fill this space out really nicely. And then this little fella is going to go in there. I was not happy with this plant. Even after I trimmed it back, I thought it just doesn't go very nicely on this corner. So I think this will suit that much better. Just a bit fuller. It gets yellow flowers on it. Beautiful smell to them. It is you can see already it's starting to get its flowers there. That is it there. Dwarf broom plant, full sun, part shade. It only gets to about 1 meter. And I just think it's going to be really nice and like full and bushy in this little corner here. It does get a fair bit of sun, but as you can already see here, the shade is starting to come over. I've already shown you the kitchen garden bed, so I won't show you too much more, but this is all in now and looking lovely. As I said, I think maybe just tomorrow I might just spend maybe just a quiet hour out here. I probably won't even film it and just potter, you know, just come out early and just, yeah, do some pruning, and I've got fertilizing to do tomorrow afternoon, all that sort of thing. So that is looking good all in there. Still lots of plants to go in. What else have we put in today? Just up the little wisteria walkway. Oh, the bee on the little prince. Such an unusual flower. And then we planted the strawberry shortcake the other day together, the Federation yellow daisy there, and then this one here at the back has gone in today as well. Very hard to see at the moment, but it's got like a burgundy and white flower on it. There you go. So hopefully they will all be happy in their new homes. And we're getting another, see this here? That's how that little prince flower sort of starts, and then it eventually sort of opens up, and yeah, they're quite spectacular. multicolored rose, as always, just looking absolutely stunning. I've never seen these again at the garden centre. It's a little mini rose, but as you can see, it's got that pink edges around the petals, and then they're yellow, almost like an apricot. So beautiful. Oops. So everything in Rose Corner is looking good. The natural bouquet over there is probably on its last days, unfortunately, but I will hand on my heart say I have absolutely enjoyed it. I've looked at it, I've stopped and smelled the roses so many times, and I've just enjoyed it so much. It's, yeah, lovely. Everything else in here is looking really good. Cinderella is doing good. Got little flowers here. The popcorn colour, ground colour, is getting her flowers. All of the roses got a really good fertiliser last week. I've shown you before the rose fertiliser I use, just like little pellets. So they've all been fertilised. Geo Pyramid is still here for the Sweet Laguna. Yeah, it's kind of growing on me, I have to say. And the black makes it, you know, I think if it was a different colour, I would have preferred, to be honest, I would have preferred a wood one rather than metal, but they did not have that. And I have Googled online and I cannot find any in wood that are like an obelisk like this. But I think like a wood one would potentially even stand out more. And I just, yeah, I can just see her when she's gone around and she gets her flowers. I think this little pyramid will be such a nice entryway to the pathway. And then we've got a little Peter that has just been planted, which is the name of the plant there, a little Peter. That's just been planted there on the corner. And I think that that's just going to create such a gorgeous pathway just down, as you can see. All the gardening paraphernalia is still out. Yeah. Cottage garden is just looking so great, and it's just been such a lovely morning. Such a lovely morning. The weather is just a one, and just being able to potter around like this and, you know, plant some new things, and yeah, it's been really, really lovely. So I hope you enjoyed sort of spending the morning with me there and the little impromptu garden tour. But I'm probably going to head inside now and make myself some lunch, and then I think we head to the garden centre. I'm looking for, I need more organic potting soil, and I'd like to see if they've got any more of those little snack capsicums, and I'd like to look for a few more filler plants that are happy in like sunshade for the like this bed here and the crepe myrtle bed. So yeah, just having a little sort of potter around. I'm also kind of keeping my orchard project in mind for some underplanting ideas for the citrus once they, you know, all in there and comfortable, just to make that area look gorgeous. So yeah, let's go inside, let's have some lunch, and then we're going to head to the garden centre. So we have arrived at the garden centre. I'm just having a little look to see if they have the snack capsicums. Got a bunch of chilies. No, looks like they may have sold out. They don't seem to have any of the snack size capsicums, but I'm wondering if we do a Chinese giant. They only get 50 centimeters tall, and they say that they're like good for like roasting and salads, stir fry. So it could be an opportunity to try something a little bit different. We also have watermelons here. How cool are these? Tomatoes, but yellow ones. Well, I wonder. Maybe I will pick up one of these to try for something a little bit different. And they are the diantheses that I planted earlier and I showed you in the garden. So there's still got a few left of those. Got my little capsicum here and continue sort of wandering around. They've got a lot of new stuff still coming in for spring. So much colour. Wow. Oh, wow. How cute are they? That red is very pretty. Alright, we have had some success. We weren't able to find everything, so I've kind of just made substitutions where needed. I've got some fencing here for the cut flower garden that I'm wanting to pop in. I was looking for salvia for the orchard area, but I have swapped salvia because I couldn't get any of that for lavender. And I've got a couple of different varieties here to try. I've got the Tuscan, I've got a Spanish pink, and then I've got 3 of these lavender Spanish eyes. I thought these were so beautiful, those leaves. So I just thought I'd do a little cluster of 3, and then these ones I'll kind of just dot throughout the orchard just to kind of attract pollinators and bees to that area. And I just think it'll add that really nice pop of colour. I also picked up 4 more of these Powder Puff Perfection. I'm going to place them along in the orchard where the fencing is, where the wild roses are going to go. So I want to do one of these, a wild rose, another one of these, possibly a lavender, another one of these, a wild rose, and another one of these. So that's the 4 of those. I picked up a few of these really pretty, they're almost like a daisy-like flower, Mauve Delight there, possibly for under the crepe myrtle, the white crepe myrtle in those beds. They're full sun, part shade. We talked about that earlier. That's the capsicum. I've got a couple more of these and another one of those. So that is the current state at the moment. I was unable to pick up another citrus tree, but that is okay. I can always add another one later on. But yeah, so very, very happy with that selection. So a slight change of plans, given that it is such a gorgeous day and we were unable to get everything we needed at the garden centre, we're actually going to head to a second garden centre. So we're just on our way now, and yeah, we'll have a little poke around there as well. So we have arrived at the other garden centre. We've got more of the little puffs. Oops. We've got more of the little puffs. I forgot what they're called now, Powder Puff Perfection, and a few more of these little white ones. I think these white ones are going to go into Rose Corner, but it is actually quite busy here today. So we're going to head towards probably where the citrus trees are, which is kind of what we ended up coming here for, to see if they've got, oh, how cool is this? Look at those. No. It's a dahlia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's a different one.
Yeah, that's really nice.
They're not all.
They're just hard to, in our climate, they don't do great. All right, we're going to head to the citrus trees. We're making our way to the citrus. There is so much colour. Gosh.
Yes, I would like another one up the top there. Or unless I've got one of these.
And we have success. So we have managed to pick up the Mum's with trolley, the dwarf Washington navel. So we've got 2 of these already. This will be our 3rd one, along with the citrus, the seedless mandarin, and the peach tree. But yeah, so he looks very nice. Already got their little flowers on them. But yeah, so we're just gonna have a little poke now, a little potter back through towards the sort of way out. I did also pick up a different variety. I picked up a French lavender here, which has got really fragrant leaves, which is nice. It smells very nice to try in the orchard area. But yeah, so we're gonna make our way out now, see if there's anything else nice down there towards the boat. Okay, so we are done now. Ended up getting a few of these jasmine. I think I mentioned in the last video, I've got another project, another sort of large scale project in mind. And so I picked up 2 jasmine for that project. Managed to find snack capsicums. So I've picked up 3 of those, 1 to gift to someone and 2 for myself. Everything else is what you've already seen, the navel orange, all of that. And then I've just picked up another of the salvia in that really nice light blue. They also had some more of those steel blues. You've seen them a bunch of times in my garden, but they're really hardy and the flower on them is very pretty. And also picked up a sensation purple lavender. It just had really unique, like a white flower. I'm just spinning it, hopefully. Can you see the white and the purple flower? I thought that was really interesting for lavender, and obviously it smells incredible. But yeah, so that is us done. We're gonna head out and attempt to squeeze all of this in the car and then head back home. I am home. Everything has been unloaded from the car. I've just taken the washing off the line very quickly. It is about 5 o'clock, I think now, and actually quite cold. Oh, little kookaburra. I don't know if my camera will zoom that far. Oh yeah, can you see him? If I squat down, see him on top of the, right there. Mr. Kookaburra. They're quite a nice looking bird, I think, kookaburras. Looking for his dinner, I assume. So leaving Mr. Kookaburra to it. Yes, as I was saying, it is probably just after 5. Everything's unloaded from the car. Washing needs to get off the line. And I think, honestly, because it's quite cold, the sun's going to go down shortly. I think I might just go in, have an early shower, get into my comfy, warm pajamas, and probably have an early dinner. I'm so excited. Tonight I'm going to finally get a chance to watch the Thursday Murderer Club, which is based off of the books. If you've been subscribed for a while, you will know I absolutely love that book series. So I'm actually really, I've been excited about it all day, knowing that I was going to kind of make a bit of a movie night out of it tonight and watch that. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go get into all of my cozy clothes, get curled up on the couch, have a delicious dinner, and call it a day. So I think I'm going to bid you farewell. I think I might end this episode here and then watch. I don't think you're going to be missing anything tomorrow. I might get out into the garden a little bit, but it won't be anything epic. But definitely next week I will be doing part 2 of the orchard transformation. So please subscribe to see that. That'll be happening, I think part 2 might be on Wednesday, hopefully. And there is quite a number of changes that are happening early next week. So I'll be showing those to you on Wednesday. I'm so excited about it. I mean, I'm sure you can tell, and if you watch that video, you can tell I'm really, really excited about this sort of transformation in this project, and it's been something that's been on my mind for quite a while, so I'm really excited to be getting stuck into it. And of course, you know, the second this project's done, I've already got my next project in mind, and I'm starting to kind of collect bits and pieces for that. So there's just going to be so much exciting stuff coming up. And then of course all the plants, oh my gosh, all the plants, the garden is going to be looking spectacular in the coming weeks. I cannot wait to share it with you and just spend the time out here and really just enjoy the space. But yes, so that is all going to be all from me. I hope you really enjoyed spending the day with me. We got out into the garden this morning, got some planting done, did a fair bit in the kitchen garden, and also sort of just planted up some of the flowers. And then we headed to the garden centre, not one, but 2, because the first one didn't have everything that I wanted. And I think I mentioned in Wednesday's video when we were talking about the orchard, I've got my garden guy coming next week, and he's helping me out with a couple of the very large scale transplanting, and I need his chainsaw for things, so he's going to be here next week, which is the reason why I kind of wanted to get a few of the things I got today so that he could kind of help me set things up while he was here. Anywho, I'm going to say good night from me, and I will see you next week. I hope you have an absolutely incredible weekend and week next week, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.